And I 100% believe the exact same as you. We have been put here for something so special. Each one of us is this unique puzzle piece that fits in perfectly. But so many of us fight it, and the world is going, no. Can you just be this box, be a square, you'll fit in better. That works for no one. And so one of my favorite things to do is help people become their authentic selves. And it's one of the reasons why I freaking love you already. You are truly being your unique unicorn self.
Thank you.
And I know that's why people are listening. So everybody listening, I just encourage you, do something today that is your unique self. Become more of your authentic self. Move into that and watch how people, the right people, are going to be attracted to you.
Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by my man, Audley Stevenson, the Odd Man.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, where our ongoing goal is to help you and inspire our listeners live their best audacious lives ever. Today marks a special episode as we celebrate our 300th installment of the podcast, and I have to send a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of our listeners for their support on this really important and special milestone. We absolutely would not be here without you, and here's to many more incredible, great content ahead. Now that we've got the celebrations out of the way, it's time to dive into the heart of today's episode. And it's funny because when you think about this being our 300th episode, it's very much like reaching a peak of a challenging mountain climb. And just like our special guest today, Markus Kaulius, who's overcome his own mountain in his life, and he continues to push forward and conquer new heights on his journey. Markus is a transformative figure who's navigated a path from struggle to success, inspiring others along the way, with a wealth of experience in personal growth and entrepreneurship. Markus embodies the spirit of resilience and determination. His insights and journey resonate deeply with the core of our mission here on the Audacious Living Podcast, and super excited to have him. His story of overcoming adversity, embracing authenticity, align perfectly with our theme of empowering individuals to live boldly and authentically. And so for the 300th time, let's turn to our guest, Markus Kaulius. Enjoy. Hey, Markus, thank you for being here on the Audacious Living Podcast. Awesome for you to take the time to be here like this, man.
Audley, truly a pleasure. I'm already having such a great time just having that conversation off camera. I think we are going to have a great time today.
I sometimes I wish we can press record from the very beginning and get people in the audience an opportunity to hear the full dialogue, because I think that really sets up the stage, and we did a great job of that. So thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of the dialogue today.
Bro,
really appreciate it.
We're gonna have so much fun, great conversation. But what I'm really excited about, I just know with our energy, we're gonna give people a lot of takeaways, and we're gonna push some actionable stuff on people to help them. Let's radically change some lives today. How does that sound?
Let's do it. Hey, I'm all for that, man. I mean, that's why we're here to begin with.
Yes.
And we spend so much time on this podcast really encouraging that spirit of audacity, right? And one of the messages and one of the taglines is, helping individuals live their best audacious lives ever. And that's a huge undertaking, but it's one that I embrace wholeheartedly because I think it's doable and possible. And much of it starts with that inner belief that, you are enough and you can do the things that you're meant to do, quite frankly. I believe that each and every single one of us has this thing we're supposed to do, whether we realize it when we realize it's a whole different conversation, but it's there for us. So much in line with your work and helping individuals get to that better place, and as a mentor and a speaker and a coach, a whole bunch of things that you're into. But maybe as a starting point to kind of give our audience a little understanding of who Markus is and what's he all about and how he got here, maybe you can kind of give that background for our listeners.
Sure, absolutely. I gotta say, I love your energy, man. This is going to be such a fun time together.
Thank you.
So who is Markus? I started off on a really crappy path in life, and I felt so stuck. So broken, came from a broken home, no money, crappy all the way through. But something inside me said, this is not it. This is not what life is about. I wasn't put here to live this average life. And then I started to just break it down and figure out ways to improve myself every single day. And that journey started when I was 15 years old. So I went 15 years in the gutter, and then the next 30 years have been glorious.
Love it.
And truly, it's about the journey. People just think it's about the goal. Well, one day if I were to have money, or one day if I were to have this.
One day I get to the top of the mountain, right? When I get to the top of the mountain, life will be great.
Yes. And so many people I run into still have that as an adult. Like, well, I'm about to get to this level of money, or I just achieved this amount of money, but why am I not happy? Why am I not experiencing what I should be experiencing, what I was promised?
Yes.
I was told this would happen if I had the money, and none of that's happening.
Right.
So for me, I've really learned it's about the journey. The journey is where you got to find this is the juice of life. So you got to find the joy in it. You got to experience life in the journey. And really, it's about growth. Yes. I love growing. I love helping people grow. I love helping people on their path. I live this incredible life now. Okay. 30 years later, I've started and sold multiple companies. I get to invest in people. I get to invest in next level entrepreneurs, next generation of entrepreneurs, encourage them, lift them up, give them everything I can give them so that they can take my 30 years and turn it into just 4 years and see greater success. That stuff excites me so much. And I 100% believe the exact same as you. We have been put here for something so special. Each one of us is this unique puzzle piece that fits in perfectly, but so many of us fight it, and the world is going, no. Can you just be this box, be a square, you'll fit in better. That works for no one. And so one of my favorite things to do is help people become their authentic selves. And it's one of the reasons why I freaking love you already. You are truly being your unique unicorn self.
Thank you.
And I know that's why people are listening. So everybody listening, I just encourage you, do something today that is your unique self. Become more of your authentic self. Move into that and watch how the right people are going to be attracted to you.
Well, I find, so first of all, thank you for the kind words. I really do appreciate it. But I tell you that I do what I do because it really is from the heart, and it's a passion. I'm driven for that, and that's just kind of what I see as part of my life's mission. Yes. I don't think that it can be overstated, the significance of being, again, what we're talking about here, being your true authentic self. And the part that I've had to see this in action in my own life to actually see it play out. But when you step into that person, so this is who, Audley Stevens is supposed to be here. Markus Kaulius is supposed to be. When we are those individuals, we encourage others to do the same.
Yes.
Right. So, hey, I see Markus doing his thing, and look at, all right. Why can't I? Like, those internal dialogues we have, whether we recognize they're happening or not, those dialogues are happening because we're watching what's happening around us. Part of our learning, right, is what we see, we absorb in the outside world. So when we're seeing people, just, hey, I don't care if I look silly. I'm going to act this way anyways, and it's okay. I'm like, okay, so maybe I can do that. Maybe not, maybe being silly, or me having a podcast, or me being an investor isn't my thing, but maybe there is something, you have your own thing, and sort of lean into that, because we're really, what we're doing, I guess the sum of what I'm trying to say here is we're giving people permission to be themselves.
I love that. And I love your question. Why not me? One of the things that's so great about that question is it loosens up people's story. We have this story baked deep into us. Well, I'm supposed to be like that. And it's like, whoa. Who told you that?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. Why? How long have you been doing it? And is it serving you?
Yes.
If it's serving you, if you're doing great, if you are living a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 life, then you don't change a thing. But I know you probably wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you were living that way. Sure. So ask that question today. Why not me? What if these two clowns are right? What if I should be someone a little bit different than who I am today?
That's right.
I love that, bro.
So even going back to your story, and you sort of talked about, your first 15 years, right? I
Yes.
think for a lot of people, the behaviors and the patterns and the things they do happen in that first chunk of their life.
Yes.
And it almost becomes this is what we do. I heard a story once I thought it was really cool. It was a little girl. She was talking about a tradition in their family. And it was around Thanksgiving, and the grandmother, the grandmother did it, pass along to the mother, who passed it down to the little daughter. And what they did is when they made turkey, they broke off the wings and didn't cook the wings like as part of the turkey in it, but that's what they did. And it was just a tradition. And it wasn't until one day someone started questioning, hey, why do you guys do that? Why do you guys do that? Then they realized the answer was, well, they did that because the pot that grandmother was using was too small. And right. And that's the only reason. There wasn't, it was just, the pot was just too small. So you broke off the wings to make space, and then you can do everything all in one shot. Well, all of a sudden, this thing becomes a hand-me-down. Here's what we do, generation after generation, and there's no kind of thought put to it. It's just we just do it. And a lot of us, we also operate in kind of autopilot mode where we just do things. Yeah. And so when we talk about that question, why not me? Like continuing that question further and getting deeper into it as to why we do the things that we do. And we'll find that in that first chunk of our lives, so much is formed that we just go with and we don't question. And I guess what I'm posing and suggesting is, why not question that stuff?
Yeah, so good. So good. I totally agree. I see it in my work every single day. And the other piece that I think comes from our childhood is these scars that say, hey, I can't become this person you're talking about because of.
Right.
And I just want people to question this. What if those scars, what if whatever trauma, what if whatever baggage you are carrying is actually what's going to make you the most unique and most successful in your world?
Right.
Ooh, that's a big question. And let me tell you, for me, that's exactly what it was. The crap I had to go through is actually my rocket fuel. For so many years, I carried it like it was baggage. It was heavy. It's weighing me down. It's because of this that I won't succeed. Right. When the truth was, it's because of this that I will succeed. Yeah. I was created to be able to handle this. And then the person who's coming up behind me carrying similar baggage, I'm most perfectly empowered to help them learn that their baggage is actually rocket fuel and you can take off to the freaking moon with it. So, man, I love it. I love this conversation.
Marcus, I tell you, I can't say how many times I've talked to even myself. I've been in situations where you're going through something, and I believe in that exact moment, there isn't an individual on the entire planet that has any idea what I'm enduring, what I'm going through, the pain I'm experiencing. And always surprised, pleasantly surprised when you'll hear, oh, I know so-and-so did that, and here's how they did it. Yeah. And you're thinking, what? Like, there is an answer, or there is a way, or there is life after . Yes. Like, I mean, it's so powerful to know that what you're experiencing, you're not alone. Like isolation is a terrible thing. Oh, and my biggest wish for individuals is they never have to experience that. But when you're by yourself going through a challenge or a problem, one of the greatest things to know, the most uplifting, empowering things to know is that there's someone who did that. And they're like, yeah, I did it. Whatever. Here you go. Here's your blueprint, or here's your map. Let's go. And that's So when you talk about that, that's exactly what it is, man.
I love this so much. And I want to add on to this. One of the greatest things I ever was told is, as crappy as your problems are or were, or your baggage, and with no disrespect to what you went through, you are not the special unicorn of pain that you think you are. And this is so important. And I'll tell you guys why it's so important that you recognize it, that millions of people have gone through the exact same thing as you. Because if you have in your head that, no, I'm the only one who's been inflicted like this, what a horrible way to look at life. Like, I won the lottery ticket of pain. I had the lottery ticket of hate. Like, the creator of this world hated me so much. He put me through this and no one else. That's a lie.
Right.
It's a lie. And I mean, no disrespect. This is coming from a place of love and mercy to go, you are not that special.
Right.
You are special in a way better way. You're special for great reasons. And as long as you understand that other people have gone through it, now you can open up your mind to go, well, how did they get through it?
Right.
And wait a minute, they did what with their lives? If they can do it, so can I. And I hope today you guys find out a little bit about me and look into me a little bit more. I think my story is the perfect story of if that guy can do it, anybody can do it. There's nothing about me that's like, well, I took a loan from my father for $40 million and I turned it into $41 million. So I'm a huge success.
I had it hard, right? Like
I had it so hard. He could have given me 100. I needed 100 million. No, I was behind the ball in every way. But so Mark, I was able.
Let's talk about your story. I've got so you talked about being crappy and hard. You fill our listeners into what you had to endure, what you had to deal with, but more importantly, tell us how you got it. I know you said you got that realization, but I'd like to hear about some of the steps too. But let's start with the crappy stuff first, shall we?
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you. So when I was 7, that's when the divorce happened. And we had already had such a broken family. I unfortunately never got to see what love looked like in the home. My father was already kind of out of the picture, but now he was out of the picture. And my mom, to support the 4 kids, she had to go back to school full-time and work full-time. So I truly lost both parents on that day. That was crappy. And then now I'm in a home where we were poor. All of my clothes were my sister's hand-me-downs. That sucked. I actually had this crazy memory just the other day where my foot was a size 8 and there was a pair of shoes that were on sale. They were a size 11 and I wore size 11 shoes and had to grow into them. We were poor and I saw all the pain that came with no money. And fortunately for me, again, some people be, oh, see, how could I ever turn out to be anything? I had no money. We were scrounging for everything. But I saw that as, hey, I learned so much about money, about work ethic, about how I'm going to get out of it. So what I did to get myself out of this was work on the brain. It's unbelievable how powerful our brains are. Whatever we want to focus on, that's where our energy is going to go. That is what we're going to prove right. If you are saying, I am going to be a failure for these reasons, your brain will absolutely prove you right. They're going to go, oh, you're right, Marcus. Here's the evidence. You come from a broken home. How could you be successful? You didn't have a father. You didn't have mentors. You didn't have money. You didn't, But if I choose to say, no, I'm going to be successful. Your brain goes, yeah, you know what? You're right. Here's some proof. You're really smart. You're really strong. You're disciplined. You will learn things. You get stuff done. You work hard. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
So it's equal amount of mental strength. Why choose the negative? Start choosing the positive and recognize, and this is where you have to be so audacious in your thinking. You have to recognize that the whole world wants you to go to the negative. Social media, news, fast food, pharmaceuticals, they all want you over here. Unhealthy, sick, stay here. Don't think big. That's bad stuff. As soon as you recognize 99% of this world wants you going this way, you have to be so audacious to say, no, I'm going to be the 1%. I'm going to be the 1% to go against the flow. I'm going to make it. I'm going to focus on this every single day.
Yeah. It's funny when you focus, because again, I love the way you position it, right? You can go this way or that way, right? It's a positive, negative, and the choice is yours, right? It's but when you focus, and I think what doesn't always click is that when you focus on that negative side, what you're truly doing, and I think it'll surprise people when they hear this, but you're almost sabotaging your own well-being and happiness.
100%.
Right? As much as you aspire to be the happy person, live that good life and be fulfilled, every time you choose to focus on the negative, you're sabotaging. And I remember engaging in a dialogue with someone, and they said, I can't remember how it came up, and the comment was, "Oh, you're a really positive person." And I said, yeah, I like to think I am. Yeah, I think so. I believe so. Really modest, right? Yeah, I think I am. And she said, oh, I'm a pessimist. And I said, oh, really? Like I mean, I don't really hear a whole lot of people. I mean, and I know they're out there, but I don't interact with a lot of people that say, yeah, I am a pessimist and own it the way she did. I was like,
Totally.
oh, and I said, oh, is that you're like, are you happy with that? Is that how you want to be, or you want to stay that way? And she was, yeah, I'm fine with that approach. I think I live a peaceful life. And it would seem like an oxymoron. Like, I don't see how you can be a pessimist, but live a happy and peaceful life. And I think that's so we talk about the stories we tell ourselves and the narrations in our head. I think to me, that is what you can't have both. It's always a choice.
I completely agree. I completely agree. And, you know, a lot of people will be listening to this and just be like, this is the power of positive thinking or whatever. Man, you call it whatever you want. And I'm just going to go back to a question I said earlier. If your way is serving you and you are super happy with your life, everything's going right, then you don't need change. I get it. But don't hold on to your story so tight if you're going, well, I could live a bit of a better life. Okay, then that's all I needed to hear. Just try some of these things. And don't expect, like they tell you on social media, that by tomorrow, everything's going to change. You're going to be a multi-zillionaire. People look at my life and they're like, oh my goodness, the guy's an overnight success. You bet. 30 years of work, overnight success. It's a true story. The growth happens in 1% increments.
Yes.
And all you need to do is recognize that and then celebrate it.
Yes.
Just celebrate the little stuff. You don't have to go, well, I'm not that much better. You know, I only got 5 workouts in the last couple of weeks. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, yes, it is. Yeah. That's a super big deal. Let's celebrate that. You're doing awesome. You are a better version of yourself than you were from 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
Why would you not celebrate that? And guess what? If you stay on this path, you are going to be a better version of yourself in 2 more weeks.
That's right.
That's how this stuff works. And I hope if you are listening to this, you guys are going, yeah, you know, I can see why these guys would be successful. I can see why these guys would be happy. And just to be clear, when I say successful, it's not about money. Money is a part of it, sure.
Let's go. Let's define that. Can we do that? Can we, if you don't mind, Marcus? Because I think it's important.
Yes. I love to use the word success and fulfillment interchangeably.
Okay.
Like real fulfillment in life. So to me, success is like, I'm fulfilled with my life. I have so much joy. I have so much peace. I have spectacular health. I have incredible relationships. I've been married for over 19 years to the most amazing woman on the planet who I'm absolutely obsessed with. I have 2 teenage daughters who are like the greatest young women on the freaking planet. Yeah, that's right. They're teenage daughters. Yeah. You heard me right. This is real success to me. This is real fulfillment. So people can experience more success. If you're listening to us and you're going, I could see how these guys would experience that. Well, then why not take something from us and start putting it into action? And ultimately, that's where I want to go with this is if you're not doing something about it, you can consume all day long. You can consume every book, every podcast on the planet. If you do nothing with it, nothing will change. You must take action every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Take action. I love it. Recognizing the steps you're taking. I love that too. Because you're right. 2 weeks ago, I was chilling. I wasn't going to the gym. Right. And I did 3 times in the last 2 weeks. Okay.
Boom.
You're there. Like, why not celebrate that? Right. Like, why not celebrate that? And I think that is a shift in thinking that we want people to embrace and we want people to build on. Let's go back to your story, Marcus. So the first 15 years are crappy.
Yeah.
You took nothing from it that made you feel good about yourself.
Nope.
You weren't thinking beyond, there was a life beyond where you're at.
No.
So what was the spark? What was the impetus? What made you go, whoa, and refocus and reframe? Was it just one thing, or was it that whole 1% thing we just talked about?
No, well, the 1% thing started after this impetus, this one special moment. So my father came back into my life for a moment and he said, hey, I'm taking my new family on a trip to Maui. Would you like to come with us? And I'm like, heck yeah. I truly was at my rock bottom. at that
Okay.
point. Like there was, like you said, there was nothing out of my first 15 years that I'm like, I'm taking this with me. I like this part of me. I had nothing.
Right.
On that plane, I heard God's voice, and God said, hey, where you're going, no one knows who you are. So you could be who you wanted to be. You don't have to bring with you what the world has told you to be. And I not only heard it, I felt it. And I immediately changed. And this is one of my favorite things to explain to people. You know the answers inside.
Yes.
If someone were to tell you that right now and said, who would you like to be? Well, for me, the first thing that I said to myself, I want to be a confident person. Like I'm so tired of being boxed in. And what does a confident person look like? What does a confident person do? Well, I got my shoulders back. I got my chest up. I'm going to speak with some authority. I'm going to shake hands. I'm going to look you in the eye. Guess what? When I stepped off that plane, I was a totally different human being. And how did the world accept me? Instantly as this new person. Not oh, wait, we heard about blah, blah. No,
Right.
I was that guy. I was hanging out with the coolest dudes. I was dating girls. Do you know how crazy that was? By the way, you didn't even hear this part. I was 6'4",
Okay.
120 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow is right. It was not pretty. So you want to know why I was bullied? You want to know why I had zero confidence? Because I looked like a guy who shouldn't have any confidence.
Right, right.
And what was so funny, one girl on a date that I was on, by the way, her name was Charity, which I think is freaking hilarious because she's on a date with me. She literally said to me, she goes, Marcus, I've never met a guy like you with so much confidence, so much courage, but has a body like yours. And I was like, yes, that's so good. So everything can change in an instant. So you don't have to be on a plane ride to Maui. You don't have to hear from God. You can hear my voice right now who's saying, what if you showed up today as a totally different person?
Yes.
What would happen? What's so scary about that? And just try it out. It's like trying on a new outfit. It's not horrifying. Some people are going to reject the new. I don't think that's a good outfit on you. Well, do you need to listen to that person?
Just one, yeah.
Just one person. It's just a few people. It's mostly people who are going, I like the way you used to dress. I don't want you to change. But other people are going to be like, whoa, who's this today? I love that. Why don't you focus on that for a minute and enjoy that, embrace that, and see how it feels for you.
Yep.
Stop worrying about everybody else. How did it feel for you to try on this new you?
I'm going to share a story that I don't know if it necessarily contradicts, but I think it adds another element to what you're talking about.
I love it.
And to me, I laugh at it when I think about it. So growing up, Audley is my first name. It actually is the name of my father. And so he was Audley Senior. So at home, I was called Junior, right?
Yeah.
Audley Junior. To this day, my mom still calls me Junior. I'm a grown man, but she still calls me Junior, and you accept it and you say, thank you, Mom. And I remember sort of in my late teens, going in my 20s, I thought, I'm not a junior anymore. I'm a man. Like, I'm a grown man. I don't want you to call me Junior. My name is Audley. Call me by my name. And I saw that as an opportunity. So I used to tell, so everyone around me, don't call me Junior. My name's Audley. And this is my name. But I also saw that as an opportunity, like to be a different person. Now, why I thought I needed to be someone different, I don't know. I have no idea where that came from. I just said to myself, I'm just going to this is my new me.
Yes.
And I started to again be who I am, but people still looked at me and called me Junior. Yeah. Because that's who they saw, right? Yep. That person who I guess my point is I was trying to be something that I'm not. I wasn't fully, that wasn't me. I was thinking I needed to change. And where that was planted, who told me, I don't know where it came from, but it was just really interesting. So my point really is we are who we are. So even when we talk about stepping into that confident person, my belief is that person was already there.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So Audley, this is so crazy. You're not going to believe how much we have in common here. So up until that moment in my life, the first 15 years of my life, people called me Mark. And when I stepped off that plane, I was Marcus.
I love it.
And so part of it is like, I really do get what you're saying. Part of us needs to know that, hey, I'm gonna create this new character, this is gonna be a shift in my life. But I'm on the exact same page with you also. One of the key things, and the reason I always say you knew inside of you, is because I don't want people to hear it and think I was playing a character.
Right.
That this is not the real Markus. The real Markus is this other. No. What was inside of me just wasn't being allowed out. And so this is the authentic Markus. And finding your authentic self, that is when the world wants you to be your authentic self. There was only one of you given to us, and it is needed exactly how you're supposed to be. You fit into this world so perfectly as your authentic self. And when you're not being your authentic self, you don't fit properly.
Right.
So as soon as you find and move into your authentic self, all of a sudden, the right people start connecting to you. It's amazing. If you feel like your life is this grind that you're pushing up against a wall constantly, chances are it's because you're not being your authentic self. So let that person out. Once you do, life does become easier. I'm not saying, oh, all the money in the world just came to me on this. No, but the peace of not having to fight, the grind of becoming this person. I don't even know who this is. I don't even like this person.
Right.
The world is going to treat you very differently.
I love it. Let's sort of continue on your journey, because you've come to this realization. You then move into sort of the entrepreneurial business space, and now where you're helping businesses grow. You're helping other entrepreneurs get to that better place. You're in the world of health and fitness and supplements, so you're doing all these wonderful things. I want to explain that part of that journey for me.
Absolutely.
For us, rather.
Yeah, absolutely. So, coming off of that trip, I knew I now had to build in the habits to make me the even better version of myself. I wanted to keep that confidence going. I didn't want to just have like fake bravado. I wanted to actually be the man that I knew I should and could be. So started building these habits. And one of the things, I just loved working out. Working out transformed me so quickly. And I don't mean physically, but mentally. When we work out, we release so many endorphins, so much positivity into our system. And we know we're taking care of this one and only body that we have. My body's so incredible because it can do incredible things. Everybody's body can. So stop holding it back. Stop putting chains on it. Get some exercise. Start feeling that. And I was taking supplements. I loved learning about supplements because I was on this natural path. I was like, I'm not going to do steroids like everybody else is talking about doing. I'm going to do it naturally. So I'm learning and I'm consuming. And pretty soon people are asking me all the big questions about supplements. So now I start selling supplements. And then I felt called to create my own brand. And that was in 2005. And then last year, I felt called to sell that brand after almost 19 years. What a spectacular journey that was. I got this awesome exit out of the company. I learned so much. In that time, I also have bought and sold other companies. Now I'm owner of many other companies, which is so exciting. But now I'm finding in this new chapter, who is Markus supposed to be? The thing that lights me up so much is to lift other people up, to help other people find their true selves, to experience success in their lives. Oh man, that is my new definition of success, is helping others succeed. Oh, now if you happen to be somebody who's listening right now and is like, well, I want to be one of those people that you help succeed. Great. Reach out to me. Let's connect. I would love to be on that journey with you, especially if you're feeling this. If you're feeling this energy and you're like, I want more of that energy, I want to plug into that. Beautiful. I got outlets all ready for you. They're all charged up. You're primed. Come and plug in.
I love it. That's awesome. And again, the way to be able to connect with others and help them get to the better place, which is the exciting part for me. We talked earlier about, you're going through you're going through situations and someone else who's been there can help you. This is very much along those same lines in terms of making an impact. And that's powerful. Truly is powerful stuff. And so I love that. You then decided to be an author, right? And write a book and, play by a bigger game. I hope you could tell us about that.
I would love to. Thank you. So I felt called to write this book.
Okay.
And it is called Play a Bigger Game because I knew I should be playing a bigger game in life. And so these are the 7 universal principles to help you experience real fulfillment and to win at life.
Yeah.
And not only am I giving you my story, my mindset tips and tools, my perspective shifts, but then I immediately give you challenges because you have to put this stuff into action. You have to do it immediately.
Yes.
And when you do these challenges, if you do these challenges every day, I guarantee you will radically change your life. That's how powerful these things can be if you allow them to be. But you have to be the one to add the effort, to put the action in. And so I'm so excited to share that book. By the time this comes out right now, you can pre-order it. Mm-hmm. And if you do pre-order my book, please go to playabiggergame.com/book, register that pre-order, and I'm going to give you some bonus goodies. If you end up buying a few books because you're like, oh my goodness, this is going to help my family and friends, so I'm going to buy a few books, you can win trips to the huge conference that I'm doing in July. You can win free coaching calls with me and my brother. We have so many amazing prizes, but I just want to give back. I want to help change your life. If you are feeling this in any way, just plug in, get connected to me. If it's not through that, come find me on social media at Markus Kaulius, Facebook, Instagram. Send me a message. Come hang out with me.
I love it. And so I love the giveaways and the offers and providing value for other people. So fantastic stuff. I do want, if you don't want, and I don't want, you don't necessarily have to go through an extensive breakdown, but certainly those 7 tips. You want to do a quick rundown of, just to give people a flavor of what we're talking about here?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. I'm going to start with my favorite one, which is choice.
Okay.
One of the things I want everyone to understand is how much you are in control of in your life. It's so much more than we recognize. And again, the whole world has conditioned you to think the opposite. No, Markus, I don't have control. I mean, the government has the control over me. My boss has the control over me. All these things have the control. You have control first. You're handing that control to other people.
Yes.
How your body looks and feels, that is 100% your choice. Are you choosing the right foods? Are you choosing to get the right amount of sleep, the right amount of exercise? And by the way, again, none of this is coming from a place of blame or I'm pointing my finger. I know I'm pointing my finger. I point out. It's mercy and it's love. I just want you to recognize you have choice because when you take control, it feels so much better. It's a terrible feeling to go, I have no control.
Right.
That's a horrible place to be. You're going to sleep really poorly at night. You're going to make bad choices in your life. You're going to lash out at the people around you. When you realize that you have control over how much confidence you have. You have control over how much energy you show up with every single day. Think about if you take control of those choices and you start making the right choices, don't you see how quickly these positives can compound?
Yes.
And you will grow by percentages every single day. And those things stack up, those things compound. And all of a sudden, in a month, you're feeling like a different person. In a year, you are a different person. In 10 years, you don't even recognize the old person. So start now. This is what you can do. You can start recognizing that you have the power and making the right choices. I'll give you one more.
Yeah.
I love talking about integrity. And integrity is this word. It doesn't get used as much anymore because unfortunately, this world is missing integrity in so many ways.
You're right.
But I want to talk about people's integrity, your own integrity. And it goes so deep into so many different branches in your life. But here, I'm going to give you one real practical example. Do you use the snooze button in the morning? And oddly, I don't need you to answer, brother. I don't want to put you on the spot.
I actually don't. I've never a day in my life. I
suspected that because of your energy levels, by the way.
Thank you.
So listen, the snooze button is your first opportunity every day to show that you're a person of integrity or not. And it's not, again, this is no judgment, but when you hit that snooze button, what you're telling your brain is, hey, you know that commitment we made to wake up at that time? Yeah, I'm breaking that. And so all the rest of your day, your subconscious knows, hey, your yes doesn't actually mean yes. Your no doesn't actually mean no.
Right.
And because of that, when you say yes, you're like, yeah, I should, maybe I'll show up there. Maybe I'll be there. I should be there. And you'll show up late and you'll do things that you said you wouldn't do. And you won't do things you said you will do. That all starts with the snooze button.
Yeah.
So that's your first commitment of the day. Make a decision. I'm going to wake up at this time. And when your alarm goes off, you get up. And by the way, just so you see the other side of this thing, the stick behind it. If you use that snooze button, you are actually killing your sleep. You're hurting it in so many ways. The snooze button is called the dream killer for a reason. It wakes you up inappropriately.
Right.
And then now you're telling your brain to go back to sleep. It screws up your sleep cycles. It screws up your REM cycles. It screws up everything. So in so many ways, it is a terrible thing for your life. Make the decision, take action, change today.
I love it. I love it. To be honest, I don't use an alarm, to be honest with you, Marcus. I just get up when it's ready to get up.
Oh, man. That's why that's a happy man there.
That's it. Listen, I'm happy because we've had such a great time today. I appreciate the dialogue, the insights, the sharing. As much as you top my energy, you've energized me as well. And I think that's a wonderful thing that we can do for each other in this world, is we can give to each other in wonderful ways. And so I thank you for doing that. To our listeners, playabiggergame.com is where you can go and register for Marcus's book, which is, give that title again there. It is
Play a Bigger Game.
Play a Bigger Game. That's right. There we go. Play a bigger game. I had it on the tip of my tongue there. So thank you for that, Marcus. To our listeners, if they want to catch up with our social media, you're there as well. I'd encourage you. We're going to make sure that all those details are in our show notes so they can connect with you. Marcus, this has been so awesome. Thank you for this, and be well, my friend.
Audley, hey, thank you so much. I so appreciate you having me. And by the way, one last gift. Yeah. Everybody, will you please go take a couple minutes? It'll literally take you about 60 seconds. Go give Audley a 5-star rating. He spends so much time putting together guests, scheduling this stuff, putting in his time, and it's for you. It's for us. For us to transform our lives. The least we can do is give him one more minute, give him 5 stars. It goes so far. It means so much. God bless you, man. It was so great spending this time with you. I think you're an amazing human being.
Thank you. Marcus, ditto right back at you, my friend. Take care. Welcome back. In our conversation with Marcus, we uncovered the power of self-belief and the transformative impact of embracing authenticity. Marcus's journey serves as a powerful reminder that we all have the potential to create positive change in our lives by aligning with our true selves and pursuing our passions with audacity and determination. Now, if you're inspired by Marcus's story and want to connect with him directly, you certainly can do so. I'd encourage you to check out the show notes below for his contact details. Certainly reach out and continue the conversation about living life on your own terms. Now, as we wrap up our 300th episode, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our listeners for their continued support. If you enjoyed to the content we brought to you today, please be sure to like, follow, and share the Audacious Living podcast to help us reach even more people as we continue to grow this platform together. And as we do so on our journey towards living an audacious life. So thank you for tuning in. And until next time, stay safe, be kind, show love to one another, and be audacious.
You've been listening to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by